my God, yes.
I need to do the round table thing.
Here we go. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Alright guys, Supercar Street Racing, welcome to the channel for a quick video about upgrading the firmware on the ID4 digital cluster for E92 cars. We are here at id4motion.shop and we go to support and then firmware. Looks like there was a new one released that I didn't even know about, June 9th. And we're going to download that. It is downloading to the lower left hand corner. And we're going to show it in folder. Now we have a USB stick already ready to go, formatted FAT32 here. We're going to drop that guy right over to the stick. And then let's go to this PC and eject that guy. And the next step is out in the car. Let's grab our USB stick here and I'll meet you guys out in the car. Alright guys, we're out in the garage. Here is the E93. And if you guys remember properly, we have installed a USB stick adapter under here. If I can find it somewhere. Right. Where'd it go? So right there. There's it? Of course now I can't find it and I put it in. So it's right here. And so we are going to stick that stick in. If I can see. Let me stop this and turn on some light. Okay, now we can actually see it. There's my little USB adapter that I installed into the dash. Putting the USB stick in there. And let's go up. And we'll start another clip here with the light off. Alright, it's in the thing. I wasn't sure if you had to insert it when you actually have the car on, so I put it in first. Let's see what happens. Alright, it's updating the software. There we go. Dang it, it keeps on like going back to the old settings for my... It's got a long extraction going down at the bottom. As you can see that line moving from left to right. So I was on 2.02.00 and it's installing 02.02.02, which probably won't fix any of the issues because I still have battery drain, I still have issues with cruise control being off, and I still have issues with the fuel warning indicator coming on constantly. When you get on low fuel, it turns off, and then it starts chiming again, and then it turns off, and then it starts chiming again, just over and over. So we're going to stop until this is done. I'll be back. This is now done. I don't know if it restarts by itself or what. It does. Okay, cool. There goes the reboot. Yeah, the car is running terrible. Something's definitely wrong with it. It's going in the shop in a couple of weeks, but you see how bad it's idling. Might be like a vacuum leak or something in there going on. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's how you update the firmware on the ID4 instrument cluster. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Guys, my garden hoses continue to fail without any warning, and so today we're still looking for a good garden hose. The last two ones I got lasted almost no time at all. This one has good reviews. It's a metal, stainless steel, whatever, garden hose. We're gonna get this out and look at it and see if this works any better than the last two because they fell apart instantly. test for a garden hose that actually works is still going on. My pool people did not tell me that the hose that's out there is absolute garbage and it's leaking from everywhere. And it was one of those blue hoses that is supposed to be stretchy and then it goes down into a small hole. So we have this metal garden hose that we are going to be taking out of the box right now and looking at. It says it's stainless steel, 50 foot, made of 304, PVC inner tube, top grade connectors, and a leak-proof gasket. Same thing on the side there. It does say the same exact thing. And on the back, it tells you a little bit more info. It weighs 10 pounds. It's a 3/8 inch inner diameter, 5/8 outer, good to minus 10 degrees and up to 122, and compatible with 3/4 inch faucets. Back in the Supercar Street Racing dining room, we have the stainless steel garden hose now, and it is going to come out of the box and break right through the top of my table. But before we do that, there is supposed to also be some other included accessories with this, but here it is, right out of the bag. It has a Ziploc bag around it. Let's get it out of that, and right away we have a warranty card, which probably will be worthless to us. Free returns if there is no deliberate damage. There is a code right there to return it, and inside of this nice envelope there's a warranty card, and let's see what that says. So you're supposed to just be able to scan this QR code and go activate the warranty. We will do that later. And inside of the box we do see a brand new spray nozzle. That's nice. And removing the hose from the box, we are left with this nice metal hose with these nice copper ends with some reinforced rubber there. Just a normal spray nozzle is all we have. Let's get this thing outside, get it deployed, and get my pool people happy. Checking the old hose, you can see that's what happens. It sprays right out of here. So we're gonna let the pressure run out of that one and disconnect it and get the other hose. Okay, so this feeds through. There's our hose pot. No leaks. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and test our new hose out. Okay, we did successfully use this hose with no issues. We're going to go ahead and wrap it back up into the pot. Now this can be inserted into the trash can. Alright guys, inside of this box sits a 100-foot hose, metal hose, to replace the one that died on the side. So far, these hoses are absolutely terrible. I've not had one that lasted more than a couple of months if you use them. Further, if you do not let the pressure out every single time, they last less than that. So we're going to get this hose out today. Also install the hose reel back on the side of the house, and we're going to do that right now. I love this. I opened this. I had to put it online, so the thing's already open, obviously, out of the box, but the last hose you will ever buy, I doubt that. Always hype, never true. This is the third hose I've bought for this side of the place. Let's see what happens.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Okay, I replaced the garden hose reel, rehung the hanger, and the valve is leaking directly from the stem. That valve is shot. I don't know if it's going to be able to be disconnected from the house. If it doesn't, we'll probably have to cut that PVC or cut the stucco and get a new valve installed. So I'll probably, I'm not going to deal with that. I might just try to replace that thing, turn the water off and do that, but I'm not doing the whole cut the stucco thing. So we'll see, but I do need to water the grass a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Got him! Oh!
Always pick your tools up or they won't be there the next time. Supercar Street Racing and Brad back in the 4K production studio, and we are so happy to have you with us today. The channel's making such good progress, and all we can say is thank you for your support. Always like and subscribe, and today we have this metal garden hose as you see here on your screen. Now this is probably the 5th or 6th hose that I have tried because all the other expandable hoses have failed over a certain amount of time. And this hose is the first one that I tried that is metal. And now you can see right in front of you, this is a 100-foot hose for $59. It has a available for it. Now I did buy 2 different brands of hose for this video. The first hose you saw was a different brand than this one, but this is so funny. This is RC Fun Kid or RC Funkid. Don't know exactly what it is, but it's funny names nevertheless. And Amazon always has the best names in the world. But right here today, right now, you see that this has a 4.6 star review on Amazon. Go ahead and click through the link in my description if you want to try the metal hose. I'm going to keep this hose for a while and see how it does and then get back to you guys with an update. Because I've replaced about 5 of these now. I've tried the plastic ones and they kind of just like fell apart. They might be plastic or they might be rubber or a combination of both. But yeah, the rubber ones just kind of expanded and started peeling apart and eventually started leaking. So now we have the metal hose and we can tell you how we do after a couple of months. Guys, please like and subscribe and always look in the description of the video and order anything from Amazon you want through any of my links. You don't have to order what's in the video. Just clicking through my links actually gives me a little bit of credit if you buy anything from Amazon. For instance, this hose right here, if you would go ahead and order that through my link, I would be super grateful. And looking at them, they have a 4.6 star review out of 3,000 ratings. That is not bad. And you can see right here and right now is the video for the hose. We'll go ahead and drop that in at the end of the video if we can. And here's a good look at some of the features of the hose. You can see it has a thicker PVC inner tube according to the manufacturer, harder premium stainless steel, soft plastic protective cover, aluminum copper interface, 3/4 inch American screw connection, and it does have a tube pipe connection. Now guys, I would love to sit around here and talk about our hoses all day long, but I have to go play in the garden. I couldn't. Puffing it on the treadmill and I'm watching solos. You guys got to check that out. Pretty good show. And then we're going to get to the good fun, putting in this backup camera. Good morning everybody. I am working on the backup camera install for the dash and the navigation system. I already have the RCA cables run to the back of the nav and the new ID4 instrument cluster. My challenge now is I need to actually install this. This goes where your trunk latch goes, so it's seamless. You can't even see it. And the only problem I'm having is now I have to find switched power for this thing. There is power on the back of my nav for it. However, I'm an idiot and I didn't run the wire. and I don't know if I'll be able to get that wire fished down at this point, but I am going to run this anyway and see if I can at least get that part done up to the front, and I'll keep you guys posted. Now I did test it, it works. I gave it power from the wall, but it goes right here, and I don't know how to install it. I'm guessing that I have to take apart this whole back, pull these little plugs out right here, and take this trunk piece off. Not 100% sure, but I am going to try to figure that out now. Well, let's do a little test. I'm interested if this light stays on when the trunk is closed. This probably isn't a good test, just because it probably turns off after you start the car after a little while, unfortunately. All right, went back and watched the video. That light definitely turns off, unfortunately, when the trunk is closed. The battery's under here. Really wouldn't do me any good without some way to relay that on. Doubt this camera uses much power, but still, I don't want it to be on all the time. Or I could just run battery power. So my best option, easiest, is probably the cigarette lighter. To maybe put a little Y adapter on it and run a wire from that, or just actually open up the cigarette lighter in the center console and tap off the back of that. But first things first, I mean, man, why isn't there switched power back here? I heard some of the cars have like a accessory outlet in the back somewhere, which is very cool. This car probably doesn't, so I'm gonna get to work trying to get this camera installed first. Okay guys, I'm consciously trying to keep the camera a little bit more steady in this video because I noticed last time it was annoying. I did get my camera bundle wire done here. So what we've got is the camera output is an RCA cable. This is inside this loom. Also the input for power is inside the loom. And then that runs to the cable that's going to go all the way to the front. On the other side of this cable here that goes to the front of the car, there's the power wire and also the RCA cable that plugs into the head unit and to into the digital dash. You can see it right here. The other end looks like this. So this will get power. We'll go ahead and bite the bullet and get it off the navigation system like I was supposed to in the first place. There's a power wire with the video cable there, so it's switched power. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this wire run without disassembling the trunk, but if I can't, I'm going to take the trunk apart. Went ahead and got the first piece off here. Might be able to get the wire through there without taking apart the rest. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to try it. I can maybe fish it through, and then it needs to come down, go down this shock, just like the loom does over there, where I can zip tie it, leave some slack for it to raise up. So I'm gonna see if I can get in there right now. I turned the light on kind of see if you can get in there or not, but boy would it be great if there was some power in there. That would be amazing. I'm gonna check it out. Well, the good news is I was able to fish the hanger through to here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull my wires through, and then hopefully I can get him down through this part without disassembling the whole trunk. Or I might just, yeah, I can just come out right here, you'll barely see it, and then come down the shock tower here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now and get my wire fish through. So what I'm gonna do is tape it to the end of this with electrical tape, and then just pull everything right through. All right, got my wire taped on the end of this. Trying to be careful not to scratch my paint up at all, because this is a metal hanger. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this through. I'm gonna use two hands, I'll be right back. All right, I got my wire pulled all the way through. There's plenty of extra. This is the old trunk latch. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect that, connect the new one, and make sure that the camera works now before I pull this cable all the way to the front of the car. So I'm going to do that now. All right, so I got the wire kind of rigged up to the battery. Something goes on with the nav screen, with the cluster where the picture rolls. I'm not quite sure what's causing that, but it stopped a little while ago. But it looks fine on my Android head unit. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I emailed the company about it, and I think that if you initialize the cluster with the camera plugged in, it doesn't do that, but I'm going to test it in a minute. So the wire does work. Now all we got to do is get that pulled to the front. I'm going to now route this wire down to the shock absorber here. Come down from there. I got to make sure I'm not in the way of the convertible top at all. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get that wire through. I still got to investigate all that. I want to run it down, down through the trim right here and everything. So I'm going to work on that now. All right, so I'm going to run the wire. Actually ran it underneath the gray carpet insert here. I'm going to run it behind the shock here. Notice over here the loom, they leave like some extra slack for that to open. See how that goes? Just like that. I'm going to do the same thing right here and button this gray piece back on real quick. Okay, forgot to show you guys the camera installed. There it is. You can barely tell it's in there. And it's a switch also, so it opens the trunk. Got the plastic piece back installed right here. Now I'm going to work on zip tying this down the trunk shock absorber. And let's see how I'm going to get it into the cabin. There's an easy way right there, but this whole compartment comes off, but I'm hoping I can fish it in there somewhere. I just don't know where yet. Alright, so literally learn something new about your car every day. I had no earthly idea that this came down and that this bag or something is in there. I don't know what that is. Something to do with a seat belt or something. It's so crazy. But I'm gonna see now if I can get through behind here, which I probably can. Like want to get it like down in between the seat right here, under the bolster, through there. So I'm gonna see right now what I can do with this. I've never seen this back here. It's so funny. Yeah, I've had this car for the whole time and never noticed. All right, guys, a little update here. So I got the wire fished down here. I think I'm going to somehow tie it or maybe tuck it in right there again, because there's some stuff back here that moves and I don't want that wire getting caught right there. I fished it down through the floor there around the corner, and now I'm going to drill a hole right in the corner of that whatever the heck this thing is for luggage, and then go right through there. So I'm going to do that now. So there wasn't a way to drill a hole through there. So I went ahead and just popped a little hole in that canvas and run the wire through there, and then I'm going to seal it up later with silicone sealer just to make sure there's no air coming through. But I got the wire. You'll just see the tiny bit of it right there, but I can tuck that in really nice. And now this thing should just close like that. That's all you see back here, and it's barely noticeable. And then if we come in here, so the wire comes through the luggage compartment here, and it's kind of hard to see with this light. I am going to run it right down the corner of the seat and down through here to get to the front of the car. I'm going to work on that now, but I'm going to put the top down first, make sure nothing is in the way. Got everything out of the trunk here. I'm going to do a little experiment and put the camera in here and just make sure that hopefully I can see right there. Make sure that nothing is in the way. Just remembered you can't lower the top without the partition. So can't see it from there. I'm just gonna try it and see what happens. Okay, I made a huge mistake back here, which almost ripped the wire right in half. So you have to understand the way the convertible top operates. These parts in here move. I had this tied to a spot that had to move, and when I opened the top, I noticed it was stretching the wire, and I thought it had broken the wire, but I tested it and the wire's still good. So I rerouted the wire to a different area back here underneath that goes up and around here, and then back to this back hinge section right here. So it's going to go, hopefully, zip tie underneath this support bar. This all moves. This whole entire support bar moves. So I'm going to give you an example. Now, it's given me issues opening the trunk when the car with the remote control, and I don't know why. I haven't figured that out. But so first of all, you need slack for when this opens and closes. So then after that, let's see, you need slack there. See how that opens and there's wire coming down? But you also want to make sure it doesn't get caught on anything. So I'm going to close the trunk. I'm going to try to put the top down with the key fob, but it has not been letting me, and it sucks because I really want to watch it put the top down, but let's see if it'll let me put it up. Okay, so it did roll the windows up. Let's try down. It's got a red light on, so I don't know what that means. So I'm just going to go a little bit here. Let's see, turn the power on. Okay, it works there. Now what happens now is the back flips up. Watch. As soon as that flips up, I need to go back and look. That's what was pulling on the wire last time. So what we need to do is in here, make sure there's enough slack. Aha, see, this has to open all the way, and that wire has to be tied to the back of the of that support bar. So let's open it a little bit more. Let me go that way. It won't let me do anything, I guess because the key is not nearby. Let's try this. Let's put the key in the ignition. Okay, let me go that time. Okay, so now that this is open all the way, we need enough slack here to tie this to the bar while this is fully open. So let's see how much we got. Okay, so that's as far as it opens. All right, now we got to tie this off. I got to figure this out because I don't know if it's going to get pinched when the thing closes. Not 100% sure. I'm going to look at that now and let you guys know. Okay, I think I got the issues in the trunk sorted out. It's kind of difficult because that whole thing moves. So it's really hard to get everything zip tied plus leave slack so that things can move and at the same time keep the wire from coming out or getting inked. Now this is what's in the back. I had no idea this was back here. So I pulled the seat down. I'm going to pull this wire through down under the seat here, hopefully down through this footwell and then up to here. And then I need to run power, which means unfortunately I got to take the screen out, or at least take the bezel off again to get back behind there to get power from where the navigation system is. Okay, so I got the wire run underneath the carpet here. So if you just pull off this little footwell piece, I ran it all the way under here, and then I ran it under this piece here that has the trunk switch on it. I pulled off the little duct work down there at the bottom. And so now the wire is actually where it needs to be. It's fished through. Now I have to take out the nav and make sure that there's power back there, and if there is, I have to run that up through the dash, which is going to be not fun at all. So I'm going to work on that now. All right, I got the nav pulled out. I verified with my voltmeter that there is power on this wire, and I don't think it's on full time. I hope not, because that's going to run the battery down. I believe this is switched power. It says, let's see, it's plus 12, so I don't know. Better be switched. Gonna go ahead and try to get a wire run over here to the wire that I fished to power the camera now. Hopefully I don't have to take out the ID4 again, because it's a pain. Okay guys, so I pulled out the navigation system, I pulled out the digital dash, I ran the wire back behind the dash, I've got it here. This is the power wire for the camera. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that right now and then crimp it to this. I need to order a barrel connector because that's all I got, and it's ghetto of course, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, and I'll update you guys after. All right, I got the wire spliced in. I'm gonna go ahead and start the car now. Actually, just probably put it in on mode, see if the camera works. Hopefully. I'm gonna be kind of mad if it doesn't. All right, well, looks like we got a backup camera both there and there. Now, this one here is noticeably more, I know it's hard to see with the with this camera, but this one's noticeably more clear, but doesn't have the backup lines. I haven't used them yet, and I don't really remember how to set up the navigation system, and I don't know what these things do here. So check this out guys, got the backup camera installed finally, something I've been wanting to do for a while. Update you guys in a minute when I go for a drive. And we are back. Got everything buttoned up. I got the garage cleaned up. So this is the Avon navigation system. There's a million of them out there that are just the same. It is an Android unit. All I can say about these guys while we're talking about it is they never update them, so you can forget about getting a newer version of your operating system or whatever, unless you are good at customizing and installing you know, custom ROMs. You'll never get that. So that's my Android. This is my ID4 digital dash. This is my custom USB connector for my digital dash to upgrade it and to put new software on it. And let's see what happens now when we put it in reverse. All right, so this is the first time I've ever seen the actual backup camera. Now notice here, we got some issues here, because I noticed that every once in a while this one will not sync up, but it looks like it might have. Finally, it was rolling and then it stopped. This one's solid every single time. Now, it might be hard to see, but let's try to reverse. I've never done it. Look at this. Wow. Oh, pretty cool, man. First car I've ever had with a backup camera that wasn't a rental or a loaner. So check that out. You can even see my trash can, and I can drive on my backup camera and here on the ID4 if you would like. So pretty successful project. It was a lot of work. It took me about let's see, 5 hours to put in the backup camera and wire it up to power. And luckily, this navigation system has the power for the backup camera ready to go. Otherwise, I would have been hosed and had to use another source of 12-volt power. Anyway, if you guys got any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll be glad to answer them. Check the 2011 car out with the modern technology here. I know it came with you could get an optional backup camera, but not like this, man. Oh, heck yeah. Now, so this is a problem. This thing rolls. Yeah, and then it locks up. So I'm gonna talk to the ID4 guys about that, and I'll let you guys know what they say. Supercar Street Racing, have a great day, man. Hey everybody, Brad here. Just wanted to give a quick update on my home theater room. As you can see here, I have my home theater room in pieces. wanted to let you guys know exactly what's going on here with this guy. So my projector died, my Epson projector, which is now sitting on the shelf up there. The bulb died finally after about 7 years. And I did buy another bulb. First I tried a generic bulb off of Amazon. Installed the bulb. It looked absolutely terrible. It was really cloudy. The picture was distorted. Thought it was probably the generic bulb. So I ordered a genuine Epson bulb, put that in, looked exactly the same. So I think that something in my 1040, my Epson 1040 projector right there died at the same time the bulb died, or that component caused the bulb to die. So I have ordered a 4K projector. Now, if you guys are familiar with projectors at all, you know that 4K projectors are very expensive. Most of them use this method called pixel shifting. So what it does is it projects a 1080p image, then it doubles it and moves it over and projects the second image so fast that your eye can't see, effectively making 4K out of an original 4K image. I ordered an Anker, A-N-K-E-R, Cosmos Max 4K. It is LED powered, not laser. The most acceptable laser projectors that do 4K are about $3 grand. I've spent $1,000, actually $1,100 on a renewed Anker Cosmos Max. Will be here in 2 days. I decided to take this time to go ahead and finish my theater room. Now, as you can see here, we have a lot of ambient light just because the walls are a lighter color. Now, when I built the room, I built it from scratch from a guest bedroom. I created this wall myself. I sanded down the wall and I used Lowe's Home Cinema Screen paint. I framed up the wall using a projector calculator. I made the frame on my miter saw. So I created the frame on my miter saw, and it came out awesome. Looks great. Right away, I can see some issues with my wall boxes a little crooked right there, which are usually covered up anyway. You don't see them. The equipment's pushed right back against them. I designed this for this entertainment center to flow right down here. I ran power and HDMI. HDMI goes from in the wall there all the way up over to the projector shelf up there where the projector sits. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be using the shelf unless it works out when I get the new projector and it projects correctly. And last time I ended up just strapping it to the bottom because the Epson projector had really no way to project. I couldn't adjust the keystone good enough where it could go down enough to hit this. It was literally projecting onto the ceiling. Only thing I'm worried about is this fan being in the way. I've added that since, and I don't know if the projector being on top of this shelf is going to hit the fan, but if it does, I'm gonna have to remove my moon men. Right there, my little astronauts. I think at the very worst, that's what I would have to do because it is a slight downward projection to get to the screen from the center of the lens up there. You can see up there I did a wall box, a double wall box with power and one of those little brush inserts so you can run a cord through it and bugs and stuff can't get through it. The shelf is a glass floating shelf. As you can see, I had the projector strapped to the underside there and upside down. This time I'm going to turn the Anker Cosmos Max upside down and lay it on top of the shelf because it has a LED star constellation on the bottom. You'll be able to kind of see through the frosted glass there. Now, another thing was my other projector was quite a bit brighter. It has a standard 200 watt bulb. This Epson Home Cinema 1040 right there. The new one is LED. It's quite a bit dimmer, maybe half the brightness. Now I ran this projector up here on eco mode the whole entire time I had it because it was so bright. You could actually have the window open here and still easily project on the screen and see the picture. The new projector, LED, gonna be less bright. So I'm making strides to get this room brightness down quite a bit. First thing is the whole entire room is going to be that color. So it's all going to be that dark shade of green. I forgot what the name of it is. It's a dark, like brownish green. I'm going to do the ceiling as well. So I need to take this vent out. I need to remove my rear surround speakers there and get this room prepped and go ahead and paint the whole entire room. Now, if the shelf doesn't work or I have to lower it, then that's going to be a little bit of work, but I think I can manage to figure that out. I'm going to leave my shelf here that has my artwork on it. It's just all movies and TV stuff that sits on that shelf. It's been there forever, even before this was a home theater room. So I want to show you guys this hilarious mistake I made when I first put the surround speakers in. It's so visible up there where you can see where I cut the hole, and I was right on top of a stud and I had to move it and fill the hole. Unfortunately, you can totally see what I did there. It's not noticeable unless you really look. But yeah, so I am waiting for my projector to get here Wednesday. Meanwhile, I've got work to do in this room. I already have everything taped off. These closet doors are going to be permanently removed. They are going to be curtains here. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of that door as well and just do a curtain on the outside of the door. So I think what I'll do is a curtain rod up there with 2 curtains that hang straight down to the ground right there, black. I think that's what I'll do. Not sure yet, but I think on the inside here you'd be able to see a lot of ambient light from the other room, and my concern there is that. So maybe I'll do 2 sets, one on the inside, one on the outside, like 2 on the outside, 2 on the inside, for a total of 4 curtains that you walk through. That'll also help with the sound deadening. So I'm not sure yet. But yeah, just a little update. I still got to take the Echo Show out of the wall here. I got to remove these speakers, this vent, pull the bell off the fan and slide it down a little bit so I can paint underneath that, if I can even get that down without removing the, might not be able to get that down without removing the fan blades, which is going to suck. So I'm going to start working on that now, and I'll update you guys in another video. Have a good day. All right, got the door prepped up, so that's where I'm going to stop the paint right there. I am going to paint up the hole right here where I forgot what that's called, strike plate, is that what it is? I'm not sure. The hinges are going to get painted, all this trim. I'm going to start with a brush and go ahead and do all the trim right now, so I don't have to mask off anything here because I'm just doing the outside of this trim. I'm doing the shelf there as well, all this, and I think I have like a little baby roller brush I can use. I gotta go look. I think I had a cabinet roller, but maybe I don't have it here. So that's my next step. I'm gonna go ahead and break open this Italian leather paint and go ahead and start painting. All right, I got my paint station set up here in the kitchen. Got my drop cloth here, my little roller tray, my roller with the appropriate thingy, roller refill, whatever it is, brush. I shook this up really well. I got my vinyl gloves on here, and just remember when you're doing this, have a bunch of paper towels ready. It is water-based. It will come off of anything, like literally, it will wipe off of anything, or when it's done you can literally just take your fingernail or a scraper and scrape it off. It's not going to stick to anything permanently except your walls. So make sure this is shaken up well before you do it. I know you guys all know how to paint, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this out, and likely, since I decided why not start, I'm going to start the walls too. So I got my roller out for that. I got my paint here, which is not enough to do the whole room and the ceiling, so I'm probably going to run out. But I took a picture of this barcode so that it can easily be redone at Lowe's. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Now remember one other thing. When you pour your paint out, always, 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 always wipe off the paint that's dripping down the sides. See what happens if you don't right here. As soon as you're done pouring, get some paper towels, wipe it off. Get yourself like a Publix bag like this, or a Walmart bag. Put all your paint paper towels in there and throw them in the garbage. I'm gonna go ahead and pour some paint out right now and start. All right, guys, got the trim painted around the door here. Just gonna tell you this straight up, dude. If you're painting dark over white, dark over light, period, it's gonna take multiple coats. But I encourage you to use the guarantee on this paint that says 1 coat coverage, because, okay, yeah, right. 1 coat is not, okay, 1 coat. Come on, man. Take it back to the store, get a free gallon to finish the rest. That's what I'm gonna do, because this is not covering in 1 coat. Not even close. Look at this. I know, because when I painted this wall, it took like 4 coats. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my little extension for my roller so I can go all the way up to the ceiling there. I'll do as much as I can today without doing around the projector, because I don't know if I need to raise it or lower it. But I'm gonna do it till I run out of paint probably. And I still gotta take that off and take the speakers out and take this ceiling fan bell out. I'll update you guys shortly. All right, guys, little update here. Got some of the ceiling painted there. Got this wall. Some of this has 2 coats, some has 1. It's just really hard to keep up with. Got my fan going. Got my fan going. Got my vodka going, just kidding. Got the speaker out. Got the vent out. Both of those got to get painted matte black. I got a whole new tray of paint. So it is time to tackle this entire quadrant right here, and I'll update you guys. But yeah, that's what it looks like so far. Definitely some needs a 2nd coat, maybe a 3rd coat. Yep, look at that. Update you soon. Another tedious update. Got that much done. It's gonna take me probably the entire day, because I gotta do all this. So I'm gonna keep on plugging away, but I'm gonna stop right there until I know if the projector is actually gonna fit. All right, just got back from Lowe's and Walmart, picked up a bunch of stuff. Picked up some black receptacles and switches for the room here. Now I am updating you guys with the rest. So I am painting the vent, the Echo Show wall mount, and my surround sound speaker flanges, mounts, whatever they're called, black right now. So I wanted to show you guys this, and then I'll show you the progress on the room. Stayed up pretty late painting. Definitely needs another coat in a lot of places. Yeah, probably in most places it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and start on that now. I did go get another gallon of paint because I used almost all of it. And I have to get around that ceiling fan up there and also around the stand up here, but I'm waiting to see if I'm gonna have to move it before I paint. Hoping I don't have to lower it. I also need to take this window up, but yeah. So this is what it looks like before we get all the black receptacles and stuff in. And then I think I'm gonna pull these specialty receptacle plates out and just paint them, since it's gonna be hard to find black ones, but especially for like some of these. But yeah, so I'm about to get my paint ready, start that, and then also these guys take about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes between coats. But there's all the ceiling stuff and wall stuff painted black. And I'll be back soon. All right, guys, a little update here. So I got all the black wall plates installed and receptacles. Black switch. I'm painting the blank that goes right here, matte black. I got the Echo Show 5 mount here. So the way this goes in, this is so awesome. So you just literally like push it into the wall, and then it's got 4 clips.
Are you trying to shop for 5 mounts?
Okay, that's funny. Amazon's talking to me on the. So you just put these 4 little clips in there to hold this mount in, and it kind of secures it up against the drywall. And if you look at my whole smart home tour, I kind of go over this. These guys get power from the switch below. You can see it right there. And so it makes it super easy to put these mounts in. But look, you can see how the clips like hold on the mount. They just kind of push up against the drywall like that. Such a cool thing. You just use a drywall knife to cut it out. So yeah, so black, black, black there. Let's grab the Echo Show. So I do have the skin coming for the Echo Show, and it's a space skin. So now all we have to do is find the power here. It's right there. Plug this dude in. Hard with one hand, but I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, so he's plugged in now. Now of course it looks ridiculous because it's white, but I mean, that's it. It's in. It's gonna look so much better with that skin on it. And there it goes, powering up. Got the projector power changed out to black, and the little brush plate is now painted. Gotta get the in-ceiling speakers. I'm gonna go do that now, and I'll update you guys after. All right, guys, time to reassemble the surround speakers. These guys just literally screw right into these, just like this. I did notice that this paint is really easy to mess up, so I have to be super careful reassembling these things. So I'm going to go ahead and put the screws back in right there to the in-ceiling speakers. Okay, I got the speakers reassembled. There's the grills. There's the brush plate for the home theater projector mount. So now I am going to get these things installed right now. I'm going to go ahead and take the opportunity to put spade connectors on the wiring coming out of the ceiling because they were just wrapped around these terminals. So I'll show you guys that once I get in there. Alright, got my crimp tool. And if you guys didn't know, the color of the actual spade is on the tool to show you where to crimp it. See the red? And so that tells you what gauge wiring you're using. 22 to 18. And then you take your crimp tool and your red spades, and we are going to apply them to that boy right there. I'll show you when it's done. All right, could not get the red on there, so I switched to blue, which are a little bit larger. That worked perfect. The reds were pulling right off. I'm gonna go ahead and get that speaker mounted. And the way this works is they have little feet that hook on the drywall right there. So you rotate the feet in, all the feet go in, like this somehow, some way. They rotate in, and then once they hit the drywall, they spin and they grip the drywall. So they rotate in like that. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I need two hands. But yeah, those are the little feet that grab the drywall. Alright, I got one speaker in. As you can see, the paint doesn't hold up very well to touching it. Same experience I had in the car. And a couple of the mounting screws didn't really catch. I don't know why. If it rattles, I'll pull it down and try again, but I think it's in there pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and do the next one. Got the surround sound speakers installed. Again, two of the screws would not engage on this piece of crap, so we will see what happens in that case. If it rattles, I'll have to take them out and do it again. I'm gonna work on the AC vent now. AC vent is done. I'm going to grab the brush opening for the power for the projector now. Get that installed. It is out here drying. And the blank switch plate. Get those installed. Not before I don't take a shot though. So the blank switch plate goes here, and the brush goes up there. I'm gonna do that now. All right, guys, got the black receptacle and brush plate installed up there. It looks awesome. I know the cable's still white. Might have to just like take a frickin' Sharpie to that and turn it black. But yeah, so I gotta still do all those. So I gotta take all those off, paint those, and that little breakout adapter. Maybe, I'm not sure. I might get another entertainment center. I saw a really cool one on Walmart.com that I want. It's like 70 bucks, not a big deal. So I might just do that and not have to worry about these. You don't really see them even with my current setup. But now I am going to work on the curtains here for the closet. This is going to be traded out for curtains. No more door. Oh, I'll show you the curtains. So in here we got the curtains for that. And these are the Sun Zero blackout curtains. I know, no light comes in, but still. I just thought they looked cool. And then we got this, easiest way to do this when you remove your closet is to use a shower curtain rod like this. One that expands and locks into place. It probably will take all of 5 minutes to do this install. So I'm gonna work on that now and I'll show you guys what it looks like after. No more louvered, no, they're not even louvered actually. They're just these kind of doors here. And they are going away forever. That'll be coming up next. All right, got the curtains installed, and painfully obvious, the curtain rod needs to be painted black for sure. And I don't know if I have these curtains on there correctly, but I'll leave it to Susie to figure that part out. But that is going to be the closet. And it's going to look way better with the lights off. I know it looks kind of like reflective or whatever, but once it's dark in here, I mean, it's going to look fine. It just definitely needs to be... I can't believe the back of these things are white. Seriously? I'm probably going to have to take those back and get something that's not white in the back. This doesn't look good. But also that needs to be on the inside there. I guess it would work. But that bar's definitely got to be painted white. Absolutely. Or black, sorry. And then this will be good to go. I do have a set for here, a double set, but now I'm thinking that those are gonna have to go back because they're white on one side, and I really don't like that. I don't like how the white shows through. And they're kind of reflective. So I might take those back and get the charcoal ones. Alright guys, I totally forgot to update you when I was doing the curtains. I did get back from Walmart, got these curtains on where the closet door used to be, and I used a rod that goes through the middle. It's 3 panels, and I've got the doors that were on here inside the closet for now till I can figure out what to do with them. But as you can see, this came out pretty awesome. So that's the closet, which I really wanted to move all the equipment into the closet and then run everything up through the ceiling, but it's a lot of trouble to do that, put the receiver in there and all that, so I just left everything up front. I then got the blinds installed. These are brand new blinds, and they are the ones without a cord, so you just lower and raise them down here you just pull on the bottom of them. I just put my curtain rod bracket supports back up. These are the original curtains that were here before, these black ones. I'm gonna go ahead and hang those up right now. Got the curtains installed. Pretty dark with the blinds closed. These are faux wood blinds. They're like the most darkening you can get. And this room is very dark with everything shut. I'm going to now work on this door. So what we are doing here is 2 panels on the inside of the room and 2 panels on the outside of the room. So I got to put up, first put up curtain rod hanger. Here are the rods that are going up there. So I just got to hang these real quick. I'm going to start on the outside of the door and get that set done now. Alright guys, got the entryway curtain done. So you can't put the little ball on that end because it's right up against the wall. But basically, let's see how dark it gets now with no lights on in here. Ah, see, yeah, that's perfect. That's amazing. I'm very happy with that. And then there's a tiny bit of light coming in on the corner of the blind there, but I don't know what I can do about that. Yeah, there's some light coming in up in the corner up here that I'm gonna probably have to deal with. But other than that, it's dark enough in here for sure during the day. So the screen looks absolutely great. If I can find the remote here. Let me turn this music down so... Wow. That's crazy. That's HDR, so that's 4K with HDR. And of course, you're not going to get the full effect from my camera, but it's absolutely awesome. This Anchor Cosmos Max 4K is... They're not paying me to do this. They're not sponsored or anything. This thing looks great. Now I'm shooting this on the phone at 4K 60, which is what the video is, and the phone does HDR as well. But I mean, that's a good example. If you go here, this is a Atmos demo, and it's got true black. Of course, this projector is not going to go true black. It's going to be grayish. Let's look at some of these other ones. Wow, that's awesome. So cool. So here in a second, I'm going to turn the lights on. I've got a couple more things to do before I reveal the room to you guys. Okay, it's time to hook up the JBL studio monitors the correct way. They've always kind of just been barely hooked up. So I have some flat speaker wire that I'm going to use. I want to just try this because I'm running this under the carpet right there. Hopefully it's enough gauge. I'm not sure what gauge it is. Let's see if it says. We're not pushing like a ton of power through the fronts. So I've got my speaker wire here. I got my banana plugs, and I am ready to start doing some damage here. So I'm going to start by, I got these rugs too for under the speakers. These guys. So just gray rugs. They're going to go on each side right here on the floor. Kind of dampen the room a little bit more too, the sound. The more fabric you have, the better. So that's going in the corner right there, and it matches this rug. Speaker's going to go on there. It's going to also allow me to run the wire under the carpet right here, and since it's flat, it shouldn't get in the way. And I have another mat for that side I'm going to install, and I'll update you guys when I start doing banana plugs. Well, it took me forever to figure it out. Of course, it fell off right when I said that. Well, I had the banana plug on, but I can't seem to figure out how these stupid things work. They're the most ridiculous plugs I've ever seen in my life. So I guess I got to put that one back on now. Finally got the plug back on, man. These things suck. I got these a while back on eBay, I think. But I got this one side ready to plug into the speaker. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Get my appropriate length to the back of the receiver right here, and then put the other set of plugs on. Got the wire run underneath the rug here. Got the banana plugs on the other end. It's ready to go to the back of the receiver now, and then I'm going to do some wiring cleanup back there as well. I got my zip ties ready. Get everything nice and neat back there. I'm going to do that now. Alright, I got all my wiring done. These are the front speakers. Unfortunately, I don't know which one's left and which one is right, so I'm going to run a test tone here real quick and see which one is which. After 10 more minutes of messing around with this speaker not working, of course the banana plugs pulled out 3 times in a row, so I ditched them and just used the rear speaker terminals. Now I'm running the configuration to make sure that I have the speakers in the right jacks. So you just go to channel level and it sends a test tone. So yeah, there's front left, so center. I'll go back. Center. It actually works. I can't believe it. So the banana plugs come out again. And then I don't have height speakers. Okay, my surround sound speakers are reversed. I need to correct that real quick. Alright guys, got the wiring all finished as best I can. I just need a shorter Ethernet cable. That's what's really taking up a lot of space back there. I ordered like a 6-inch one. And that's going to be it for today's video. You can see I got the speakers all wired up. And I will be making a reveal video, and that will premiere tomorrow. So please check it out when it gets done. Thanks you guys for watching. Hey guys, welcome back to Supercar Street Racing. Brad here. And today we are taking a look at an upgrade in tool equipment. Today we have right here in front of me the DeWalt DCK24OC2 drill and impact set. And we also have the DeWalt DCS334B jigsaw. Taking a look at that today on Supercar Street Racing. Hey guys, welcome back to Supercar Street Racing, where we do product unboxing, talk about power sports and cars, and do just about anything around the house and show it all to you guys. So today we've got a set of nice DeWalt tools here. Now I have suffered for years with broken Hitachi tools that I have gone through battery after battery, bought a new charger, and done plenty of other things with them, and they finally have really made me upset in the last couple of days, and I decided to go ahead and buy some good tools for the first time in my life. So today we have the DeWalt DCK2402C. It is a combo pack. It comes with the DCD771 drill and the DCF885 impact gun, 2 batteries, and a charger. Now we picked this up off of Amazon for the low price of about $150, and it came in about 2 or 3 days. So if you're interested in getting this, I will put a link in the description to this. I got the DeWalt jigsaw off of Amazon also, and I will put a link in the description to that. But now comes the fun part where we're going to go ahead and unbox this for the first time. It still has the sticker condoms on it. It is still nice and sealed. So let's take a look at this now. So it looks like they got some tape here. I got my trusty Christmas present here, my Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops, ready to take on some really tough cardboard boxes. Now on the back, it has your typical battery warning label, and I do have this turned the wrong way for the camera, so let me put this right here. It shows you the specifications here for the DCD771 drill. Right here you can see, and it has all of the specifications, the speed settings, and the chuck settings, and everything like that. And then below that we have the DCF885 impact driver with all of the specifications for that. Down below that, it tells you about the warranty, 3-year warranty, 1 year for service, so 3 years limited, 1 year service, 90-day money-back guarantee. Battery is 3-year and for limited warranty, and 2-year of free service. Now right here, it also tells you that it includes the DCD771 drill driver, the DCF 885 impact driver, a belt hook, 2 lithium ion batteries, a charger, and it's supposed to have a contractor bag. I heard some reviews online that it might not be the biggest bag in the world, but that it will hold these. I'm hoping it will hold the Jigsaw also. Don't know yet. I might have to buy a new bag for both of these. So that is the back of the package, and the side is the same. It just shows you pictures of the drill and impact with the model number for the kit, and that it is the 20 volt max kit. Now let's take a look inside the box here. So first things first, we have a bag, and I think the tools might actually be inside. They are. So this came everything inside the bag, and it looks like it might be big enough also for the Jigsaw here. Now I bought the Jigsaw because I do a lot of work with speaker stuff and woodwork and stuff, so I needed a good Jigsaw, and I haven't had one in years. So here's the bag right out of the gate. It does feel like a high quality bag. It does have these hard plastic things on the bottom so that when you set it, it doesn't deform. It is a zipper bag with 2 handles, no shoulder strap, which isn't even really necessary for a tool bag. But yeah, so let's go ahead and open up this DeWalt bag and see what's inside. Dun dun dun. All right, first thing we have here is the user manual. Now this is a user manual for several different pieces of equipment here. I don't know which one this is for right off the bat. Looks like it's for the impact gun, so we will put that right here. And then we have another one right here, and it's got a little insert with the wireless certification. So this must be the drill. It is. It's the DCD 771 drill manual. Looking further into our bag here, let's take this out and just get a good first look at this. Now, my buddy Joe does have these tools, and that made me want to purchase them. You've seen Joe tear up all my cars on all the videos. He breaks everything I have and doesn't care. And here is my new DeWalt impact driver, and I can tell you right out of the gate, it's got a nice belt hook here, but I can tell you right out of the gate, the quality of this tool. If you've seen other tools, and I have my Hitachi out in the garage, if you've seen other tools, you feel the quality and you see the quality right away of the metal here, and it just looks like a high quality tool compared to some of the cheap stuff. That is sold on Amazon. You know how that goes. You get a $20, $30 impact gun and it comes to you and it feels like plastic. Not this guy. Looking high quality, looking great with the rubber grip here. You can see on the front here, here's where you put the actual chucks in, or whatever they're called, the bits. And looks like we got 3 LED lights right here on the front of the impact gun. So here's a good look at that impact gun now with the belt hook. So it hooks right on your belt. The 20 volt max batteries go right here, and your reverse is right here as of any standard normal impact gun is, and your trigger right there. But yeah, it's got a good heavy, I would say this weighs a good 1.5 pounds. I would have to weigh it to see exactly what it weighs, but you can tell there was some quality put into the DeWalt 20 volt max impact driver. Let's set this aside and keep digging in our tool condom. All right, so the second thing out of the bag is a battery, which is enclosed here in a battery condom as well. And we have the 20 volt DeWalt lithium ion. This is a lithium ion kit, and it is pretty lightweight, probably weighs, I don't know, 0.5 pound or less. And that is the first battery. Okay, digging into our DeWalt bag even further, we have another lithium ion battery. That's right, this kit comes with 2 lithium ion batteries, not 1. So that lets you keep 1 battery charged at all time while you work on the other battery. 2 lithium ion batteries inside the DeWalt bag. Now let's keep going here. Kind of want to do this next. So inside the DeWalt bag now we have the DeWalt DCB 107 charger. Now this is just a lithium ion charger only for the DeWalt 20 volt max charging system for these tools only, and they do make aftermarket batteries for the DeWalt. I don't recommend buying aftermarket batteries. I will tell you my story with the Hitachi batteries at some point, but yeah, I recommend getting the genuine DeWalt charger and also the genuine DeWalt 20 volt batteries when you buy your tools. If you buy cheap tools, you get what you asked for. That's always the case. There's never an exception. Digging further into our DeWalt bag here, what do we got now? Okay, so in this tool condom here, we have the DeWalt 20 volt max drill. Now, my buddy Joe has this drill. This is the DCD 771 here. Feels very high quality. It is heavier than the Impact. Obviously, it is longer than the Impact, so it's going to be heavier. Here is your torque adjustment speeds. This is for a high and low speed on the bit, and so you torque down. Right now, it's set on full torque here. That's the little indicator there, and then you can dial this back if you want the actual drill to slip rather than having full torque. Looks like you've got an LED on the bottom here, which is really nice that you can see when you are actually working. It lights up your work area. Standard 20 volt interface here for the DeWalt battery. Clicks right in to release the battery. I've never done it, so I am going to see how that is done. Okay, so you squeeze these two. No, that's not it. How do you do this? Oh, this front thing. Okay, so you push down on this front thing, the battery comes right out. Not sure what this is on the side here, but yeah, there's two holes here. It looks like that just might be screw holes, but that is the DeWalt 20 volt max drill. This is the bag once again. Also inside the bag, it came with just a filler like this and a little silica gel pack that you can eat later if you're hungry. Putting this aside, we have all these nice DeWalt tools, but let's move on now to the DeWalt jigsaw. So this is the DeWalt DCS 334B jigsaw. And I bought this because I am always going to be needing a jigsaw to do work on wood and plastics and projects for the channel. You know, we like to do a lot of projects around here. We're doing something all the time here. So we're always busy at Supercar Street Racing. We need a nice, really nice jigsaw actually. And the jigsaw costs more than the actual toolkit did. It was about $150 alone. Now putting this together, I maybe could have got a combo 20 volt kit. I really didn't look into it that much. But on the front here, you see it shows you the jigsaw and it says that battery and charger are sold separately. I already have batteries and chargers. I didn't need one. Would have been nice if this came with another battery. If you need more batteries, you can always purchase them, and I will put a link in the description to new batteries. So let's take a look at the side. It just shows you the jigsaw again, the 20 volt, and it's XR. It is a brushless jigsaw. And on the back here, it shows you the specifications, the strokes, the keyless blade clamp, four position orbital action, and keyless bevel adjustment, and so on. And then it has something underneath the actual label here, probably something about the warranty, not sure, but let's take a look at the sides. Nothing extra there to look at, so let's get open the DCS 334B jigsaw from DeWalt. Hoping this is a high quality device, just like all the other DeWalt tools have been known to be. First, we've got our instruction manual here in a nice instruction manual condom, and they were nice enough to, for our $150, it looks like they were nice enough to give us a free blade. Sound the hype train. Free blade for $150 device there. They gave you a free jigsaw blade. I did order more jigsaw blades, so let's put that aside here and take a look inside the box. Okay, putting the box aside here, now we have our brushless DeWalt 20 volt XR jigsaw, which I think the XR line costs a little bit more than the regular line, but I'll have to do some research. Looks very high quality, feels very high quality, something that you will not break easily, and it is awesome, and I love it already. I don't know how to operate it yet. I haven't broken open the instruction manual yet, but there is a blade here, and I do not know how to put it in. So blade would face that way, and then I believe you just push it in here, but I don't know if you have to do anything to do that. Let's see. Okay, that's not for the blade. All right, I got to do some research on adding a blade because I really don't know how you do it. Yeah, I'll find out, and we will do that later. But that is a look at the DeWalt 20 volt XR jigsaw, and of course it takes the standard lithium ion batteries right here in the back. Fits on just like the other tools. And when you're ready to pop that battery off, you just push the yellow button and you pop that right off. And now we're going to show you guys how to actually load a bit into the DeWalt jigsaw, but I got to research it first. Okay, welcome back to Supercar Street Racing. I did some quick research inside the instruction manual, and now I'm going to show you how to load a blade into the brushless XR DeWalt jigsaw here. So the first thing you do, you need to release the DeWalt latch here. This is the latch that opens up the blade acceptance shoe or something like that it's called. You pull this open, it will be opened up, and then you just take your blade here, push it in. It has to be a T-shank blade. Once it's seated, you let go of the latch, and now your blade is in place. It wasn't quite there, but now it is. It's got to sit on this little guide right here. So that is how you load the jigsaw blades into the drill, or the jigsaw rather. And there's some other instructions on here that tell you what everything is. I was kind of curious as to what this black thing was. So it's right here in the manual, it's number 6. And that is the orbital action lever. And not sure what that does yet. We will actually look into that and let you know at a later time. We are back here at Supercar Street Racing. You got Brad here, and I'm ready to show you this DeWalt DC B107 charger here. So we have the charger all plugged in, and now I wonder what this little thing does. It doesn't look like it actually moves, but we are going to go ahead and take one of our DeWalt batteries and place it into the charger. And we can see a red light flashing here on the charger, and I don't know quite what that means, but let's take a look at the front here. So it looks like the flash is okay, so there's 2 LEDs here. The left LED flashing means the pack is charging. The left LED solid means that the pack is charged. And the 2 LEDs together, if you see that, that means that your charger has stopped charging because of a delay in the heat and cold. It has to be temperature in order to charge the battery packs. So that is a look at your charging system. I do have 2 batteries here to charge, and I will let you guys know how long it took to charge this battery pack as I edit this video. Hey guys, we are out here in the garage, and I did time the charging of both batteries was around 45 minutes each. And this is my tool cabinet here, where when I redid my garage, I went ahead and I put an outlet in the back. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, of course you can. So back here in the back, I made sure I put an outlet in so that I could charge tools in here. And what we are going to do right here and right now is go ahead and connect the charger inside the cabinet. But when we do that, we need to tie the cable up nice and good. So let me grab some zip ties. Okay, I got my zip tie here. We only need about, I don't know, 6 inches of cable. So we will tie up all this really nice. Right here on top of this $5,000 worth of washers and dryers. But we only need to get to the back of the cabinet, so that would be fine right there. We're going to go ahead and tie that up. just like this. I know it might be hard for you guys to see. Oh, dryer always comes on when you touch it in the front. Turns on when you touch it. That's what she said. Gonna grab my scissors real quick. And go ahead and cut this little pigtail off. All right, now we're going to move our battery charger into the shelf and go ahead and plug it in the back, just like that. And now we have our nice organized, so the battery wasn't quite done charging. I just plugged it in maybe 20 minutes ago, but the first battery did charge in 45 minutes. Got a nice chuck there for our mechanical drill, our wire drill. Now I'm gonna go grab the tools. Okay, we are back here and I have all of the tools. There is the drill. There is the impact, nice and organized. The jigsaw is going to live up here, and the extra battery can live right here. All my drilling accessories are over here. And here is my drill and my impact gun, my extra battery, my charger for the DeWalt's, and that is my little Walmart special Black & Decker lithium ion I've had for about 10 years. And then up here will live the jigsaw, and I may move some other tools up, power tools up here that I have, and get it all nice and organized, because I don't need to keep other miscellaneous wire and things like that up here. Yeah, so that's how this turned out. It's really nice. I love it. That is a look at the DeWalt 20 volt tool set. I got the full set of drill, impact, charger, and 2 batteries on Amazon. That link will be down in the description. I got the XR DeWalt jigsaw off of Amazon as well. That link will also be in the description. Guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time on Supercar Street Racing. Very dirty. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and happy Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great Memorial Day. And today we have something special that we're going to take a look at. I'm really excited about this because I don't have any of this particular product, but I love Govee. Govee is probably one of my favorite companies in the world. Their lighting is amazing. They have all kinds of different solutions for different types of LED colored lights and normal lighting. And today we are taking a look at replacing the light bulb that is in a lamp on the patio here. Now, what is on the lamp already is an old school color changing light bulb, and it uses an RF remote to change the colors. We're going to be upgrading that today to a Wi-Fi enabled smart bulb from Govee. We have it right here in the package, so let's take a look and see at what we got here. All right, so here is the unopened Govee smart LED light bulb. So what I like most about Govee is the fact that you can take these bulbs and you can basically use them all with the single Govee Home app. So I buy mostly exclusively Govee products now. Now this is an 800 lumen bulb, which is pretty bright. Says it uses $1.08 a year in energy, which is almost none. And if you run for 3 hours a day, it'll last you 13.7 years. The model number is the H6008, and it is an E26, which is just a standard Edison bulb. It uses 9 watts of total power. Again, this works with Google, IFTTT, the Govee Home app, and of course with Alexa. So let's go ahead and take this guy out of the box Let's see what we got here. Traditionally, these are pretty easy to set up. Here we are on the tablet recording now. So we are going to first turn on our patio lights with our Alexa plug. Alexa will do that for us because we have a smart plug. Actually, I'm just going to flip the switch since I'm right here. So that turns on these patio lights and this guy, which is now on and warm white. So it did come on warm white. I don't know if you guys can actually see that, but let's get to our app here. So we go into the Govee Home app. My other LEDs you'll see here. Let's see. Welcome to Govee Home. No devices found. Interesting. I'm not logged in. Okay. I'll have to edit this part out, obviously. Alright, so here we are logged into the Govee Home app. And you can see here my devices. Bluetooth is off, so let's turn Bluetooth on my tablet. We are on now. To add a device. You click the plus, so I'm clicking it now. And then you have to know which light you are adding. So let's see, indoor lighting. So we have the H6008, so we pick that on the tablet. It's one without the bulb. It doesn't have a bulb symbol, it just has a G. So it's found the bulb. Here it is, H6008. So we click on it. It's connecting via Bluetooth. I love how it came up warm white. So let's call this, so we get to name it, Patio LED bulb. Or how about Patio LED lamp bulb? That's good for now. We click done. Now it's looking for Wi-Fi. Now don't forget I have multiple Wi-Fi, so I'm going to join one that is closer. That's interesting. It doesn't see all my Wi-Fi. Oh, okay, there it is. So we're going to join this 2.4E. There we go. Bulb seems to be connecting to Wi-Fi now. Said the signal is strong, even though that's in the front of the house. That's interesting. And let's see if we have the ability to upgrade the firmware. There's usually a firmware light. Let's see, firmware version 1. Yeah, there's no place to... There must not need a firmware update. Usually it shows the firmware update right here next to the little bulb. But as you guys can see up here, it is white. And you can do scenes and color wheel. So if we go to scene, we can do the same ones that we have on our bulbs for our smart mirrors. And there we go. You can't see it, but it is running colors now. So that is basically it. You can also sync up multiple devices. Like you can have, that's a different color there. You guys can't see it, but it's a bluish color now. I don't know how much of that you guys can actually see. But yes, I can change it here in the app, and you're seeing that live as I do it. So then if you have like devices, you can actually pair them all. And you can make them do the same exact colors. So that is the, I thought that was falling. That is the Govee Smart Bulb. The Govee H6008 Smart Bulb, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little review and setup of this device. And I hope you guys have a good day. Over here on the treadmill, and there's a little crab. The second one I've seen in 2 days in the Sunday. Little crab. Hey, crab. Smartwatch peel. Satisfaction granted. So slow. Out here at Tuners Inc. I almost called it Speed Fab. Tuners Inc. What? About to change the oil in this thing. Get up on the lift. What do you think about?
About time.
What about that? So we didn't even get the AC refrigerant.
No, didn't need
So-
it. There's too much pressure.
Yeah, we didn't recharge the AC. We had to drain some of the pressure out to get it working again. It was overpressure, and the compressor would cut off. Now we're gonna change the oil. About to get under here. Look at that wastegate.
Oh, go figure. Look at that.
There's the oil filter. Easy peasy.
That's hard to get to.
What is it we wanted to look at last time? I forgot. Oh, the rear end's one thing I wanted. VY38, yep. So that's the Subaru rear end right there. Oh, this axle's leaking.
Yeah, right at the.
Yep. Just that side though.
Yeah, it's throwing quite a bit of grease.
Yeah,
Right
look at that.
Oh, go figure. Look at that.
Yep.
there. Layer.
Yeah.
It's leaking.
Axle's leaking right there. Yeah.
Oh, go figure. Look at that.
Hot oil coming your way. And who knows how much spurt power it has?
Maybe it's only got one pilot.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Perfection. Dark. Oops, I put my phone in it. Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to look at was the coilovers. Take a look at the yellow speed racing coilovers. Look at coilover. Oh, sick. I can actually see the premium performance. Yeah, that's the ones that we thought. Yellow speed racing premium performance. And man, they got 3 inches of. Got the new oil filter in there. Right there. Oil still draining out. World's smallest drain plug. That's the tiniest hole I ever saw.
That's what that girl said.
I know.
Went over and tried.
But no
Are you more
spring.
interested in having a big gaping hole?
Oh, what?
Are you more interested in having a big gaping hole down there?
No, it's a good size, I guess. I guess that'll work.
Right?
Cleaning up all the oil from the oil filter. Still dripping. Some oil right there too. It's a tad bit. Right here?
Yeah.
Wonder what's going on there.
Here, see, so it's going for the fuel.
Oh yeah, it might have just been from the engine. Yeah, yeah. Transmission's like brand new. It is brand new. I took full packs out now. I'm probably running to go get some spark plugs. Tracy's getting the car up on the dyno. not sensing boost on this. We don't have the thing hooked up. You can see it from here. Here we go, dyno pull 2.
It spiked to 14, but it dropped to about 12.
15.
Yeah, it spiked to about 14 and then it came down.
We could put the manual on there and run it up to 30 and see if we can blow it up.
I don't think he wants your car to be in here another month.
Well, Lexus. Did it?
I think you got it.
Yeah, he did. $428 at 14 pounds, 15.
That's like pretty much exactly what I made. For my first round.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's his first dyno pull.
It's like right on.
That's with no tweaking. He hasn't even touched it yet.
Right. Just running on the spring.
Guys, welcome back to Supercar Street Racing. Today is an exciting day because we have a new sponsor. Imolaza has sent us one of their smart irrigation controllers for you guys to go ahead and check out. And today we're going to be removing the old Wise controller and putting in the Imolaza controller on Supercar Street Racing. Guys, we're so happy to have you back on Supercar Street Racing today, and we have a new sponsor in Imolaza. They have gone ahead and sent us their smart irrigation controller, which is sitting so fresh next to me on my right here. And we're gonna get that installed and remove the old Wise sprinkler controller that we're not exactly super happy with. We're gonna do all that on the channel today and show you guys this thing, and let's get started now. The first thing we need to do in the step on this process is to go ahead and unbox. Let's go ahead and go inside the Supercar Street Racing kitchen and get this brand new Imolaza smart irrigation controller unboxed. All right, we are right here in front of the Imolaza ET Master Smart Sprinkler Controller. This morning on Supercar Street Racing, and our first effort of the day is going to be getting this Imolaza ET Master directly out of the box and unboxing it. But first, we're gonna take a look at the front and see what is actually on the box itself. You can see right here, it does say it has real-time evapotranspiration master technology, and it is the pioneer of intelligent watering decision model. The smart and simple way to water your yard is for hassle-free watering and a healthy lawn. You can see right there. And then down below that, it works with existing weather stations. It is synchronized 24/7, 365 a year with these weather stations. And it does say it has a ultra-stable network connection. We'll see if that is the case. And over-the-air technology gives you nice updates to keep your device fresh and updated with the latest software. Now down at the bottom, it does say, see this on almost everything now, that it only is compatible with 2.4 gigahertz networks, and these days, even if your network has more than 2.4, like if you have 5 or whatever, you can still use the 2.4 portion of your network for devices like this, and most smart home devices also require the 2.4 gigahertz networks. Now on the side of the box, it just does say Imalaza. It has their logo on the side. And on the top, it just says Real-Time Intelligent ET Master, water smarter, not harder, which is kind of a tongue twister. Now back on the back of the box, it has some of the technologies there. Imalaza Watering Duration Expert. It lets you set up your parameters for your garden's different areas, such as your plant types and your sprinkler type. The Watering Duration Expert automatically generates scientifically precise watering durations that meets different plant needs in different seasons. So we'll see how that works with the different types of plants that we have. Now it has a Weather Genius feature. Now what that means is it does sample weather from your area and then adjust the watering based on that. And then the ET Master continuously monitors the natural evaporation of water and the amount of water consumed by plant transpiration in your garden based on latitude and longitude. So it does know your location and kind of can figure out apparently what your needs are for your specific area for watering. And on the side of the box here, it indicates that it is compatible with rain sensors, and I think it said that it was compatible with the closed type of sensor, master valve, well pump or start delay, minimize water hammer, and then optimal weather station and a water usage report from the Imalaza smart sprinkler controller, which decided to go back up against the wall right there on its own. Okay, now that we've taken a really good look at the outside of the box of the Imalaza, we're gonna go ahead and unbox it now. And that simply just means opening the lid here and checking out what is inside of the box. And it looks like on top, we have the actual sprinkler controller chilling right here, looking so fly, with this cool Imalaza design on it, which is kind of like mimicking the logo here on the front of the box. And I think this thing probably just comes straight out of the box. So it separates into two pieces here. That's probably for easier installation. And apparently here is the connectors on the Imalaza, and they are clearly labeled on the top here, as you can see. And then it has some buttons here. It looks like a play, almost like a play button, play pause, and fast forward and rewind buttons. Pretty interesting there. And on the back of the box, it just says Imalaza again, smart sprinkler controller, and a place to hang it up right here. And on the front of the box, I do see a reset button right there and a barcode of some kind here, a QR code at the top, and all the connectors right there at the bottom, which you will need a small screwdriver to access. Underneath that, there is an instruction booklet here, and it does show you the wiring diagram. Looks like M is the master valve pump, 1 through 8 are your zones, S1 and S2 are rain sensors, and then your common connector is the common for all of the zone common for your zone valves. Now they give you cool little wire labels here. I already have some on my Wise sprinkler controller, but I have not figured out the wiring yet on that. We will do that out in the garage momentarily. Don't return. It says if you have questions, go ahead and scan that QR code there, and another one of the same thing. And then here's the manual for the Imalaza, and I have not opened that yet, but we will take a look at that next. And there should be a power adapter at the bottom. There is, and some anchors to put into the wall if you need those. We are going on a pegboard. We will be able to screw it directly into the pegboard. Now, a brief look at the manual here. It shows you what you'll need to actually install the controller. You're gonna need a screwdriver, possibly a hammer, a drill, and a drill bit, and then of course you need the transformer. It says to test your old controller that it is working properly before you change this out. It wants you to take a picture of your wiring. That's pretty smart because you may need that in the future. And then it says to remove your old controller, but it says make sure you turn off the power first. And then it has some instructions here for installing your new controller, and it does say using your previous photo to go ahead and wire your new controller up. Now it says right here if you want to wire up a rain sensor, it does work with a closed rain sensor, a normally closed rain sensor, and it shows you how to go ahead and wire that on the next page. And there is such a thing as a wireless rain sensor. Shows you how to wire it up if you do have a pump. I don't have one anymore. How to download the app and add the new controller to it, and the ways to do it in iOS. And Android comes up next in the list here. And then there is a Wi-Fi indicator here and some instructional videos you can go ahead and scan the QR code and get to. And some network troubleshooting if you do have problems, and then a FAQ on the last few pages. And that is pretty much everything that's inside of the box. Now we need to get outside to the garage and go ahead and take a look at what we currently have out in the garage. Now that we've unboxed the Imalaza Smart Irrigation Controller, there's a next step that needs to be done. We need to get this Wise sprinkler controller off the wall. We did that earlier today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the process of removing the Wise controller right now. All right, we are out here in the SCSR garage, the ultimate compound garage, and we are looking at our sprinkler controller here. We have the Wise sprinkler controller sitting there that has been doing its job for a long time, but to be honest with you, it doesn't do a great job of watering, especially when you have it on a rain program. It does sometimes not water for a very long time. And so today we are going to be removing this and putting in a new Imalaza sprinkler controller where we are hopefully going to improve our watering experience. Now it's a little bit tricky to put this in because there is a wire that has to run down through the bottom here and out of the... Now this is the Wise sprinkler controller. You can see right here it just connects to the wall just by this little, it just has a little clip that it goes into like that. The back of the sprinkler controller is right there. You can see the wiring is labeled. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of that before I disconnect it so I can get it redone if I have to. Okay, looking at the back of the Wise sprinkler controller, there is a 3, a 2, a yellow, and a white, and there is maybe a little bit of slack, that much slack. So that's all we have to work with right there. Let's go ahead and get a good picture of this while we can. Okay, we went ahead and took a look at the back, and this is very clear now. Very, very easy to understand. The white wire is the common wire right here. You see a C on there. The yellow wire is zone 1, the blue wire is zone 2, and the green wire is zone 3, and that is specifically labeled on these tiny little labels right here. Now there is not much slack here, so I can't pull this out very far. I don't know if this is compatible with the new sprinkler, so let's go ahead and compare power. If it's compatible, we will reuse the power. Okay, the current power adapter is 24 volts AC out. And I think that that is exactly what the controller uses, 24 volts AC. Let's go ahead and see if it is labeled as such. Output, 24 volts AC, 1000 milliamp hours. I don't think it'll be a problem. We can go ahead and try it though ahead of time by taking our controller out and plugging it in and seeing if it does boot. All right, and it is firing up, no problem. And it does have some lights on in front of it. So this current power situation looks like it is going to work. So let's go ahead and disconnect the existing wiring and go ahead and rewire it. And you can see here, this is much easier than they give you for the new controller. The new controller has screws. This just has a little thing that you press down and the wire pops you right out of the thing. So green was zone 3, that fell off. Go ahead and rewire, relabel zone 3. Blue is zone 2. There's zone 3, labeled. Zone 2 is blue. So I don't have a master valve apparently because there's not enough wires for that. And yellow is zone 1. Make sure that when you put these on, you pinch onto the wire or they just fall off like these other ones did. And then this is the common. So we'll take the C on the common, just like that. My labels are wired. That is power there. We're gonna need our drill now. Take the Wise out, which it actually broke. You can see here it's broken. Gonna have to break out the black paint to patch up the wall here. Now let's see how we are going to mount our new unit. Well, look at that. It covers up the existing almost. I'm gonna do it just like that actually. And look, it also has a place here for you to just run a screw straight through. You don't have to hang it. So this will be easy. And then I'll be able to just come straight up with my wires right to here. This is gonna work out really good. Go ahead and run the screw in right there. The wiring is just gonna go just like that. Common 1, 2, and 3 right over there. Now wiring. So the power will go there. We'll need our tiny screwdriver for this. I'm gonna go grab it. right, we did get the Imalaza controller up on the wall. Now the next step in the process is to go ahead and download the app and get this controller added to the app. And to do that, we have to download that from the App Store and then go ahead and create our own Imalaza account. Go ahead and get that done now. We're at the next step of our process here, and that is going to be to download the Imalaza app. So we have to go online in order to do that. So let's go ahead and get our double view going here of the phone and the GoPro. Guys, today on Supercar Street Racing, we have a new sponsor, and we want to thank the Beard Club for sending us this beard grooming kit for you guys to check out. There will be a link down in the description so you can order your own, but check out this cool beardclub.com kit, and inside of the kit right here, you can see we do have beard growing vitamins right here, and these are supposed to help your beard grow stronger. We have a nice grooming brush right here as well. And this is some beard growth oil to put on your beard. This is vitamin growth spray for your beard right here in this little spray. This is some nice beard shampoo for you right here to use on your beard. And then we do have this Beard Club Derma roller here for you to use on your beard as well. All this stuff is included in the Beard Club kit here, and we would love for you guys to go ahead and check it out. And we want to thank the Beard Club for being a new sponsor on Supercar Street Racing. There will be a link in the description. Go ahead and grab yours today and let me know what you think about the Beard Club kit. Okay, we are recording on both the phone and the GoPro now, and we are going to go ahead and get this app downloaded here. So we are in the Play Store. Let's go ahead and search for Imalaza. Imalaza is right here. Let's install it. It is going ahead and downloading the app right now. I'm going to go ahead and open up the Imalaza app. We have to create an account. We are going to be putting my name in. Okay, we have already signed up for Imalaza, as you can see here. We're going to go ahead and click Add Controller. You got to use Bluetooth. Allow Imalaza to access your location, but we need to plug in this guy first. And it asked me if I would allow it to use Bluetooth. I said yes. It found our controller right here. I'm going to click it. It wants my Wi-Fi. You guys can't see this. All right, it went ahead and connected that time. Let's name it SCSR. Let's do irrigation. It is solid blue now. It wants me to put my address in. We'll skip this part for you guys. All right, so it does have my neighborhood on here now, as you guys can see. It is flashing, kind of pulsing blue. It is pulsing blue, flashing, controller activated. And you can see on the screen here, a kind of look at my address, set up zones. Now it wants us to move outside for this next part. And we need to go outside to do this part. So let's go ahead and move outside. Yum. I went ahead and set the picture here, and let's see a quick run on this to see if it actually works. We're gonna do a 5-minute run. Let's see. There is a play button, and there it goes. Our watering on zone 1. Zone 1 does work. It is cold, so we're not watering much right now. Let's go ahead and stop the zone. Let's move on over here to zone 2, get a picture, add a photo. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick run on zone 2. All we have to do is hit the play button, and there is zone 2. And we have a problem with this head right here. So we might have to call the irrigation company on that one, but zone 2 is working. Let's go ahead and stop down zone 2 and go backyard to zone 3. All right, here we go in the backyard with zone 3. Let's go ahead and open it up. Let's get our picture sorted, add a photo with camera, zone 3 for 5 minutes. Let's hit play. Let's see if all of our valves work. Looks like they're all working. That one has a little issue, but we're gonna call Millennium Irrigation before summer and get a tune-up. So that is all 3 zones functioning properly. Let's go ahead and stop this one. All right, now that we went ahead and configured all of our zones, we need to go back into the Imalaza Smart app and show you guys exactly how that works and look at some of the smart options and some of the scheduling options on the app and go ahead and configure those for you. Let's go ahead and sit down with the phone and get that checked out. All right, we're on the front page of the app right here where it does show our weather, and you can set up a schedule by going down to schedules and hitting the plus sign. And now it says let's create an optimized watering schedule for your yard. If you hit next here, it says that you can choose between a new grass schedule and a fixed schedule, or an ET Smart schedule. It is pre-selected on fixed schedule. If we go down to ET Smart schedule, let's see what it wants us to do from here and how it knows what to do for us. We're gonna turn on all of our zones and hit next. Now it wants to water everything for 21 minutes per zone due to the fact that we are in a climate that is dry. Let's go ahead and put Smart Cycle and Soak. And what this does is helps prevent runoff by breaking up your watering time. So we've got an option here to skip rain, got an option here to skip freezing, and we've got a wind skip also. Let's go ahead and select all those. So here is the issue here. It is wintertime in Florida, and right now it is very cold, and so I don't know if it will compensate for the cold weather or not. I have to ask the manufacturer that question. For now, I'm just gonna set up 2 days. It's gonna start on the 31st and end never. It's gonna end before sunrise, and this is going to be winter. And that's as easy as pie to go ahead and set up a watering schedule. You can see there, we have our watering schedule active, and it is going to start on the 31st. I encourage you to look at this heavily for your area and customize it if you need to. I'll hit the manufacturer up about the recommended days and the fact that it is winter time in Florida. So that's going to do it from inside the app. I hope you enjoyed that part of it. And once again, if you have questions, please put them in the comments section. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today for Supercar Street Racing. We are so happy that you guys have tuned in today. The channel is really growing immensely. We have a lot of subscribers coming in now, but we need those video views up and we need your support. Please make sure to like and subscribe and check out some of the older videos where you have time. And we want to thank Imalaza today for being a new sponsor on the channel. You can go ahead and find a link to this in the description down below. You can order one for yourself, and let me know if you guys have any questions that you want me to ask the manufacturer. I'll go ahead and ask them for you and get an answer as soon as possible. But meanwhile, please like and subscribe to Supercar Street Racing. We need that more than anything. We need your support as a viewer, and we need you to go ahead and buy all your products through our product links down below. Thank you once again, Imalaza, for this awesome smart sprinkler controller. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Supercar Street Racing, and today we're going to talk a little bit about why I switched from Adobe Premiere Pro to DaVinci 18 and why you should do the same thing for your video editing. Back to the channel, Supercar Street Racing, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today, and I'm glad to see you back on the channel. Go ahead and do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button, and let's help grow the channel so that we can enjoy looking at some of our favorite things here. And today we are talking about why I switched from Adobe Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve 18, which you see running right here, and actually rendering our video for the Amazon Fire TV experience on the Amazon Echo Show. So backing up a little bit, I started using Premiere Pro several years ago, probably about, I don't know, it must have been at least 10 years ago. I've used it since the very beginning. However, most recently when I started growing the channel, I was able to get a much better editing system. As you see here, I have an RTX 3080 TUF, and I was finally able to do some good editing on this channel and try to bring the channel up to a standard that will get more views and actually generate some interest. To make a long story short, I have a brand new computer here with a 12-core AMD processor. I've got the RTX TUF 3080, and I've got 2 monitors here that aren't even 4K. That will be the next upgrade to the channel, some 4K monitors that I can edit on. For right now, these only do 1080p, but you can see back here in the background, DaVinci Resolve running amazing, doing our rendering for our new video for the Fire TV on the Echo Show. So what's the first reason I switched over? So honestly, I had a lot of issues, first related to my old computer system because I was running an older video card and I had not made the investment yet to a nice modern RTX series graphics card. So I was having a lot of issues with that, renders crashing and things like that. I did eventually figure out that I needed a new video card, of course, because I was also taking hours to render my videos and I needed to speed up that render time and try to figure out what all those bugs were for. Ended up buying this whole editing rig. I've got the RTX 3080 as I talked about before, and I attempted to use Premiere Pro. Now, one thing I noticed immediately about Premiere Pro was that even with the RTX 3080 and using the H.265 codecs for NVIDIA, it would still be a really long time to edit a video. As you can see in the background right here, we just edited our Fire TV video in DaVinci Resolve 18. We did render that in 4K, and it took it about 13 minutes and 20 seconds to render a 4K video, 4K 60 frames per second in DaVinci Resolve, and the video is actually over 17 minutes long. So it's actually rendering it, less than a minute per minute of video. This same video in Adobe Premiere probably would have taken a little over an hour to render, even with the RTX 3080. And one thing I would also notice with Adobe Premiere Pro is that when I had the Task Manager open, it would be using way more CPU than GPU power, which doesn't really make sense. Now, some things don't use GPU to render, but a lot of things do. And so now I notice with the DaVinci Resolve software, almost everything uses the GPU if you look at the Task Manager or you look at GPU-Z. So talking about the ability to learn in DaVinci Resolve, if you're used to Premiere Pro, you're thinking about making that jump over to DaVinci Resolve. I'll tell you from experience that I learned pretty quickly on DaVinci Resolve how to do the basic things to get a video up and going. It is a little bit different from Adobe Premiere Pro in that you have tabs for your different things in editing. You have a colors tab here at the front. Here, that's the colors. Then you have your effects, your edit, and they actually have different names here. You have your, what is this called? Fusion tab. You have your color. This actual first one is called media, not color. You have media, you have cut, where you add transitions and effects and everything. You have your edit, where you have your actual timeline. And then you have your color tab, your fusion tab, your Fairlight tab, and your deliver tab. So deliver, basically, if we go over to that tab, is where you do all your exporting, which would be like Adobe Media Encoder, except it is way more intuitive and way easier to use. Fairlight is where you do all your audio work in DaVinci Resolve, and you can add all your audio effects. Color is where you actually work with the color. Pretty self-explanatory there. Fusion I have not used, so I'm not sure about what this is for. I will have to do some research on that and get back to you, but so far I have not had to use Fusion for anything. Of course, you got your timeline here, which is, if you're familiar with Adobe Premiere Pro, the timeline here on DaVinci Resolve is similar to Adobe Premiere Pro, but a lot of your shortcuts and everything are going to be different. The one thing I haven't figured out in DaVinci Resolve is how to free transform an object. Let's say you're going to layer an object on top of another one. In Adobe Premiere, if you double click that object on the timeline, you can actually drag it with the mouse to move it around the screen and place it. I have not figured out if there's a way to do that yet on DaVinci Resolve. I'm still working on that. There's also a couple of other differences that I haven't figured out, like cutting and pasting transitions is not available as it is on Adobe Premiere Pro, but you do have the copy and paste attributes, which I use frequently to copy things like audio volume, audio effects, and placement of objects on the screen. That is all done here in the timeline. You just have to get used to a little bit of a difference in using selecting things to work with them. They're all up here in the right-hand corner under the inspector. You can, let's say you added an effect on the screen next to this in the cut screen, then you would click the actual clip and go up to effects in the inspector where you can actually adjust all the different attributes on that effect, or you can do video transforms up there, audio, you can actually adjust the audio levels and audio attributes in the clip from the audio tab up here, things like volume, pan, pitch, things like that. And then your transition, you can actually adjust the transition up here in the transition of the inspector. And then over here on the right side, which you may or may not see in the frame, we have our clip bin here that shows all our clips. We have all of our edit timeline. We have our audio mixer over here as well, and our toolbox and clip details and metadata. So far, so good. Also, let's go over to the cut scene. The cut area shows your clips more like blobs on the timeline, and you are actually able to add transitions, titles, and effects. I do not use titles inside of DaVinci Resolve because I use a 3D font generator online. That's really good. But here you can add effects both to your, you can add video effects, you can add audio effects, which you can also do over in Fairlight. Like I said, you can add titles, which is actually adding fonts to your videos. And you have your media pool here, which shows you all the videos that Where's the mic? Check 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to Supercar Street Racing. Where's my shades? Not gonna wear shades. All right. And then we'll do the channel at the very end. We can't use that one. All right, check 1, 2, 3. Let's record. Guys, we're in Studio B. I messed up. Guys, we're in Studio B again. As you can see, Supercar Street Racing is playing on the TV right behind us right there. That's actually us on TV. But today, we are live in Studio B to show you this project that we completed for the outdoor speaker system for the pool. There's a big TV outside that Joe Dukes of Duval gave me. It's a big Vizio TV, and I wanted to put sound outside. Now, the full home audio system sound is broken to one speaker. I think there's a short in one of the wires, so I have to pull that again. But meanwhile, I wanted to get sound from the TV outside and also add a subwoofer. So we did add this monoprice 60-watt powered subwoofer here. And as you saw in the video, I had to get one return, and the second one was also bad. Both of them were damaged. One of them had screws missing in the woofer. The other one had a nut. One of them had screws missing in the woofer. The other one had a nut inside the actual amplifier loose. But I fixed the second one rather than return it for a second time. There is a monoprice subwoofer. I have not rated it yet. I'm going to rate it appropriately. There's a monoprice subwoofer. I have not rated it yet. I'm going to rate it appropriately for being damaged twice when I got it. Now, it is 60 watts, and it does sound great outside. I'm not going to lie. We did put it right up behind the television on some L brackets that I'll show you here momentarily. Here's the 3.5 millimeter to RCA cables we use for input and output to the amplifier, one of them feeding from the TV and the preamp output going up to the powered subwoofer. Here's the Fozzy audio amplifier that we used, 100 watts per channel, Bluetooth. It does have preamp outputs, which is awesome. It uses integrated circuits for its output, not transistors. It does have a remote control with power and volume as well, and I love that. So far, so good with this amp. These are the metal wall brackets I used. Pretty simple. They are heavy duty, no problem supporting the subwoofer, and I did just screw the subwoofer right to the plates. Right on the bottom of the L brackets there. That holds the sub right on the wall. This is a speaker wire I used. Anytime I use speaker wire now, I use this insulated speaker wire. I learned my lesson outside. Regular speaker wire in Florida will deteriorate after about a year. This stuff helps keep the speaker wire more protected. All right, guys, you can see right here on the dashboard that we have 165,675 subscribers on the channel. We couldn't do that without you, though, guys. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to all the videos. Buy all your products through our product links. There will be links in the description for all of the stuff we used today on this project. I got to get out of here, though. I got to go to Dukes of Duval's house. All right, this is 0 to 85 in the 2023 Model S dual motor. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. And it's limited there. Oh my God, yes.
I need to do the round table thing.
Here we go. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?